Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today's rundown is dedicated to our buddy Boots, who said our wrestling segment in our classic episode of EP reeked of awesomeness. Thank you so much. Boots, this rundown's all yours. Another weekend has gone by, and Avengers Infinity War has broken a few more big records. The new Marvel Adventure stayed in the #1 spot for its second weekend, raking at $112 million domestically to give it the second biggest second weekend in history. For comparison, the all-time record holder is Star Wars The Force Awakens, which earned $149 million in its second weekend back in 2015.
60 portions.
However, Infinity War is beating Force Awakens in another way. Worldwide, it's become the fastest film to earn $1 billion, doing it in just 11 days, while Force Awakens took 12 days to cross the same threshold.
That was lucky.
This shouldn't come as a surprise. The Star Wars movies have had trouble connecting with international audiences in some markets, while the Marvel movies usually do better with international audiences than they do in North America. Infinity War is now the 34th movie in history to earn more than $1 billion, and since we're counting, 17 of the 34 movies in the $1 billion club have been released by Disney. I wonder if Thanos would think the movie industry is perfectly balanced. The fourth Avengers movie hits theaters a year from now, while a smaller Marvel adventure, Ant-Man and the Wasp, arrives this July. Infinity War is the biggest movie in the world right now, and it's joining forces with one of the world's biggest games. Marvel is teaming up with Fortnite developer Epic Games for a cool crossover. Starting tomorrow, the game will get a limited-time crossover event called Fortnite Battle Royale Infinity Gauntlet, where players have the chance to find the Infinity Gauntlet from the film. It will be hidden somewhere on the map during each match, and the player who finds it will transform into Thanos himself, complete with special powers and abilities. You probably won't be able to do what he does in the film, though. The idea for the crossover came from Infinity War directors Joe and Anthony Russo, who are big Fortnite fans, and this just goes to show, once again, the mainstream popularity that Fortnite has attained. Epic hasn't said how long the Infinity Gauntlet event will last or if you'll be able to keep the gauntlet when it ends, but we do know that the event will be available on all platforms, including mobile devices. Over on the small screen, Marvel is returning to Harlem this summer. Netflix has released the first full trailer for Luke Cage Season 2, their latest collaboration with Marvel Studios. Like all good second adventures for superheroes, the new season will see the bulletproof hero go up against a new and more powerful adversary, the Marvel villain Bushmaster. He's a frequent antagonist in the Luke Cage comics, and like Luke Cage, he's bulletproof and super strong, which is ripe territory for intense action and drama.
Anyone who can take you on barehanded can't be good for Harlem.
As for when the new season takes place, it's set after the events of Luke's last appearance in the crossover series, The Defenders, but it's safe to say that it's probably set before the universe-changing events of Infinity War. The new season of Luke Cage hits Netflix on June 22nd. It's just one of several collaborations that Netflix and Marvel have in the works. Looking ahead, Marvel's parent company, Disney, is creating their own streaming service to rival Netflix, due to go online next year. But they've hinted that they'll allow Luke Cage and the other Defenders to stay on Netflix for the foreseeable future.
It's my show.
New intel for the next Call of Duty game has come in from the franchise's command headquarters. Publisher Activision has revealed several interesting bits of information about the upcoming game Black Ops 4 in their latest call with investors. First up, company president Cody Johnson revealed that the PC version of the game is getting special attention. He says they're investing significant resources and design time into the PC, saying that they hope to deliver a great PC game that will serve the franchise's growing number of PC players. He didn't reveal exactly what new features or content might be coming to the PC, but this will no doubt be welcome news for fans. The Call of Duty series has usually treated its PC ports as an afterthought, with the main focus being on the consoles, so hopefully Black Ops 4 will have something good for PC players. Next up, Activision is looking closely at the Battle Royale genre thanks to the success of games like Fortnite and Battlegrounds. Although they still haven't confirmed whether or not the new game will have a Battle Royale mode, Chief Financial Officer Spencer Adam Newman says that Battle Royale is contributing to the innovation and expansion of the shooter genre, and going forward, they plan to innovate and expand with their franchises as well. That sounds an awful lot like the game will have a Battle Royale mode or something similar, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll also have to keep waiting to find out if the game will have a single-player campaign. Last month, rumors surfaced that Activision was dropping the single-player to focus completely on the multiplayer, but they haven't officially confirmed if this is the case. Black Ops 4 will get a full unveiling at a special event on May 17th. The game itself deploys this October. It looks like Lara Croft's new adventure won't be quite as groundbreaking as originally thought. Publisher Square Enix has clarified a few important details about the new game Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Last week, we released our interview with Eidos Montreal studio head David Enfonsi, where he told us that the game would run at 4K 60 frames per second on the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro. Needless to say, this created quite the stir because it would have meant that Shadow of the Tomb Raider is basically the best-looking console game ever. Unfortunately, it's not the case. Square Enix has now revealed that on the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro, the game will actually run at 4K or 60 frames per second, with users able to pick between 4K at 30 frames per second or 1080p at 60 frames per second, but not have 4K at 60 frames per second at the same time. A similar choice is available in the recent PS4 Pro version of the new God of War, so it looks like we'll have to wait for consoles to advance a little more before 4K and 60 frames per second becomes commonplace. Shadow of the Tomb Raider still looks beautiful though. Square Enix hasn't released any gameplay footage yet, but we've played it behind closed doors and can tell you that it's looking really good. Check out our first impressions on our channel if you want to learn more about that. The game arrives this September. Despite some major setbacks in the past, the makers of Pokemon Go are hoping that their new get-together this year is going to be a lot more effective. Pokemon Go developer Niantic has announced that they'll be holding a second annual Pokemon Go Fest this July, with the event once again taking place in Chicago's Lincoln Park. Last year, the first Pokemon Go Fest was an unexpected disaster, with server issues preventing the 20,000 attendees from actually being able to participate, prompting lawsuits, which led to Niantic giving everyone a full refund. This year, they hope to do things better. They promise to have the servers up and running smoothly, and will also have more real-life activities for attendees to enjoy outside of the game. They'll also be holding smaller events in Germany and Japan at the same time, which will mean die-hard fans from those countries won't have to travel all the way to the US. Hopefully it works. Niantic is hoping to have more live events like this going forward. And that wraps us up for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with EP Live, so make sure you come back and tune in for that. In the meantime, we've got lots of other content for you to check out, and if you do and you dig it, hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.